Good afternoon, children. We are studying about Indian judicial system. And last day we find out two questions answer, that is what is an independent judiciary and what is the structure of courts in India. And what is structure of courts in India? There are three different levels of courts in our country. There are several courts at the lower level while there is only one at apex level. The courts that most people interact with are what are called subordinate or district courts. Each state has a high court, which is the highest court of the state. At the top is the Supreme Court, that is located in New Delhi and presided over by the Chief Justice of India. This is a structure of Indian court. Okay, what is the structure of courts in India? So we can say in your textbook there is a triangle is given. You have to fill up that one. In a triangle that is given, it is given in a triangle because in lower level there are many courts. When it is going to high, the numbers of court is reduced, and apex level in high, that is only one court, that is known as Supreme Court. Okay, so there are three different levels of court, that is Supreme Court, headed by the Chief Justice of India, and it is located in New Delhi. Then second one is High Court. Each state have high courts and highest court of the state. Then the lower court presided by district judge. Okay, so the lower, each district lower courts. Okay, this is structure of Indian judicial system. Okay, so in your textbook there is one question is given: are these different levels of courts connected to each other? Are these different levels of courts connected to each other? The answer is that yes, they are, because all these courts are interconnected. Okay, in India we have an integrated judicial system, meaning that the decision made by higher courts are binding on the lower courts. Another way to understand this integration is through the appellate system that existed in India. This means that a person can appeal to higher courts if they believe that the judgment passed by the lower courts is not just. Okay, so how can we understand this court are interconnected? That means in India the judicial system is integrated because the decision taken by the higher courts should be obeyed or accepted by the lower courts. Okay, so that is one of the example. That means if the Supreme Court is taking a decision, means that should be obeyed and followed by the high court, different high courts and lower courts. That is one example. That is why it is interconnected, we can say. Another one is that appellate system of Indian judiciary. Okay, so another way to understand this integration is through the appellate system that existed in India. This means that a person can appeal to higher courts if they believe that the judgment passed by the lower courts is not just. Okay, so a citizen, a person, at first they need to reach lower courts. Okay, in a cases happen means through that case they have to reach nearby the lower courts, and the lower courts decision may be sometimes not just who is believing that who that person is believing that that is not a just, means they have the power to go to the high court. Okay, high court. So that is known as appellate system. Then again this the verdict of the or the decision taken by the or judgment taken by the high court is not satisfied by, that is not it is also not satisfied, means they can goes to Supreme Court. That is known as appeal system, appellate system. Okay, what do you mean by appeal? It is refers to the petition filed before a higher court to hear a case that has already been decided by a lower court. The decision happened, the lower court already decision happened with a case, but that person believes that that is not a just, means they can go to, they have the right to go to high court. That is known as appeal system. So with these two examples we can understand that is this Indian judicial system is integrated or interconnected. Okay, for in your textbook there is an example is given that is about one incident is happened in February 1980. Lakshman Kumar married 20 years old Sudha, and they lived in a flat in Delhi with Lakshman's brothers and their families. Okay, then this incident happened on 2nd December 1980, Sudha died in hospital due to the burns. Okay, Sudha was died in hospital when it is happened 1980 December 2. It is happened. Sudha was died in hospital due to the burns. Okay, so uh, Sudha's family, they reached lower court because they are saying that this was a murder. Okay, because Sudha's husband and Lakshman, Sudha's husband is known as Lakshman, and mother-in-law Shagundala, they were always torturing. The reason is that dowry system. They are saying that they need more money. Okay, so that is happened, and because of that, these people brutally killed this woman. Okay, that is a case, and police take an FIR. The case is reached in the lower courts, and case was reached in the lower courts, and the decision taken by the lower courts with the evidence. There is a evidence, that is the neighbors saying that always torturing is happened there. So with that evidence and some of the witnesses also there, and the lower courts make a verdict that these persons, that means Shagundala and Lakshman, did a crime, and that is a verdict of the lower courts. But these Lakshman and her Lakshman and his own mother also went to appeal. It is given to the High Court against this verdict of the trial court. The High Court, after hearing the argument of all the lawyers, decided that Sudha had died due to the accidental fire caused by the kerosene stove. Lakshman and Shagundala and Subhash Chandra were acquitted. Okay, so the verdict of the lower court, the trial court, is that they did a crime. But when it is reached, the appeal is reached to the High Court, and High Court decided that the verdict of the High Court is that they did not do a crime and they were acquitted. Okay, acquitted. What do you mean by acquitted? Okay, acquitted means acquitted. This refers to the court declaring that a person is not guilty of the crime which he or she was tried for by the court. So acquit means this refers to the court declaring that a person is not guilty of the crime which she or she was tried for the court. That is, in High Court, the free from the case, that is known as acquitted. Okay, the High Court acquitted from the case. Okay, so but again, who these mothers of the family of the Sudha, they again went into given to the appeal to the Supreme Court, and at last the Supreme Court verdict is that they done a crime. Okay, these people who Lakshman and Lakshman and that person's mother Shagundala did a crime. That is the absence of evidence it is happened. So at last the Supreme Court done a verdict that these people done a crime because they brutally killed this woman. Okay, so that is that last. So this verdict, whose verdict? Supreme Court verdict should be followed by High Court and lower courts. Okay, so that is known as appellate system. So all other cases, these kinds of appeal can be happen. So like that, these cases can be gone. Then another one is that next point is about what is the different branches of the legal system. Different branches of legal system. Above case of dowry, that falls within the within what is considered a crime against society and is a violation of criminal law. In addition to criminal law, the legal system also deals with the civil laws. Okay, so in India there are two branches of legal system, that is known as civil law and criminal law. In India there are two branches of legal system, that is known as the civil laws and criminal laws. Civil laws deal with any harm or injury to the rights of an individual. Okay, civil law deals with the courts or acts, that is law defense as offense. For example, theft, harassing a woman, or bring more dowry, murder. Okay, all these things are criminal laws, and civil laws means deals with any harm or injury to rights of individual. For example, dispute relating to sale of land, purchase of goods, or rent matters, or diverse cases. All these things are civil laws. So in India, there are two branches of legal system, that is known as civil laws and criminal laws. And criminal law means deals with the conduct of or act that the law defines as an offense. For example, that is harassing of woman, or a murder case, or a dowry. All these cases related to the criminal laws. And civil laws means it deals with any harm or injury to rights of individual. For example, dispute relating to sale of land, purchase of goods, rent matters, and diverse cases. All these things are related to the civil cases. Okay, so in a civil case, less punishment is getting, but in criminal case, high punishment is getting. And usually beginning in civil case, criminal case is usually beginning with the loading of an FIR, first information report, with the police who investigate the crime, after which case is filed in the court. Then if found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail and punished or fined. Okay, that is about the criminal cases. In a civil cases, a petition has to be filed before the relevant court by the affected party only. So it can be, the case can be given the relevant court. It is who can be affected, that person only can be given. But the murder case, who can give the relatives also, or the related to that case, anyone can be given the case that can be taken. But it is go through FIR. But civil case, it is that person, affected person only can be given a case. The court gives the specific relief asked for. Instance, in a case between a landlord or a tenant, the court can be ordered the flat to be vacated and pending rent to be paid. That is about the civil cases. Okay, enough decision can be taken. Criminal cases, the decision can be if they done a crime, means if it is found, means the guilty can be accused and can be sent to be jail. Okay, that is about and there is given a one box is given, that is about a group of girls are presently harassed by a group of boys while walking to school. Example is given, which this example is related to which law. That means civil law, also criminal law. Another one example also given, that also you have to fill it up. So today we have studied about what is the structure of courts in India: Supreme Court, High Courts, and Lower Court. And about acute we studied, and about appellate integrated system we studied. Then there are two branches. There are two branches of legal system, that is known as civil laws and criminal laws. Civil laws deals with the harm or injury to rights of any individual. Criminal laws deals with the conduct or acts that the law defines as an offense. Okay, that is about the today's class. Okay, read it and study. Thank you.